The teacher. In the heart of Albion, where cobblestone streets wound like whispers, stood an old house that had once been part of a school, a relic of history cloaked in the whispers of time in Albion. The faded blue shutters creaked like old bones under the weight of stories long forgotten, and its walls hummed with the echoes of laughter and learning. But it was the attic room, once the teacher's bedroom, that held the most secrets. My sister Clara and I were children when we first moved into the house, bright-eyed and brimming with curiosity. While our parents were busy setting up their new life, we discovered the hidden corners of our home, untouched by the world outside. Among these discoveries was a feeling, a presence that lingered, warm and familiar. It began one moonlit night. Clara and I had fallen asleep, tangled in our blankets, when I was jolted awake by an ethereal chill in the air. The room, bathed in silver light, felt different, heavier. It was then that I noticed her, a translucent figure sitting at the foot of my bed, a soft glow surrounding her, a spectral silhouette that felt both comforting and oddly familiar. As I blinked, half convinced I was dreaming, I noticed her gaze fixed intently on us, her sad eyes glistening with an inexplicable tenderness. Little did I know that this was Miss Eleanor, the long-gone schoolmistress, who had once sheltered young minds in these very halls. With each night that passed, she continued to appear, settling herself at the edge of the bed. I caught glimpses of her out of the corner of my eye, always watching over us, as if guarding us from shadows unseen. Sometimes, while we slept, I would feel a cool rush, a gentle caress, as she glided past me and pressed through the sheets. But despite the occasional chill, the sensation was strangely soothing. I could feel her presence, like a protective blanket wrapped around my heart. "Do you think she's a ghost?" Clara whispered one morning, stifling a yawn as she slid beside me at the breakfast table. "Maybe," I said, unable to hold back a smile, "but she's a nice ghost." And so, our coexistence with Miss Eleanor became a comforting routine. As the years slipped by like the changing seasons, she attended to us with unwavering care, the spectral guardian of our childhood. Night after night, she watched us grow, and in her presence, we felt safe, protected from the nightmares that danced at the edges of our dreams. I remember the first time we stumbled upon the old yearbooks in the attic, dusty tomes filled with yellowed pages and fading ink. Clara giggled when we spotted Miss Eleanor's photograph, a stern yet kind-faced woman in her prime. It clicked, her spirit, her essence, wove together the fabric of our lives. In that moment, the ghost ceased to be an object of fear and transformed into a legend, an anchor tethering us to the past. But as the years turned into a tapestry of memories, we no longer needed the ghost to protect us as fiercely as before. The nights began to grow still, and the chill of her presence faded like fog retreating at dawn. It was a bittersweet farewell as Clara and I embarked on teenage adventures, our laughter resonating through the empty halls, sometimes even echoing off Miss Eleanor's old bed. One fateful night, after a particularly exhausting day, I found myself staring at the dim glow of my bedside lamp, thinking of the teacher whose love transcended time. As if summoned by my thoughts, the air in the room shifted, and then there she was. I could feel her warmth, her spirit glowing softly, enveloping me like a warm embrace. "Thank you," I whispered, tears springing in my eyes, a rush of nostalgia flooding my senses. "Thank you for everything." With a faint smile hovering on her lips, she reached out, brushing her ethereal fingers through the layers of our shared history. I felt lighter, brimming with all that she had imparted, lessons of kindness, resilience, and love. As the first light of dawn broke through the curtains, I saw Miss Eleanor begin to dissolve into the hues of morning, a soft whisper blending with the promise of a new day. I smiled through my tears, knowing that while she had been a keeper of our bedtime stories and dreams, we were ready to take those lessons into the world. Years later, when I returned to Albion as an adult, I found the old school repurposed into a quaint cafe filled with laughter and life. But I carried Miss Eleanor with me, the guardian of my childhood, watching, learning, and loving. And perhaps, in the soft glow of the setting sun, if one looked closely, they might catch a glimpse of her still seated quietly at the foot of a bed, softly guiding the next pair of dreamers, just as she had once guided us.